Hey everybody, Kristen from A Mindful Mom here. Today I'm going to share with you the easiest way to make a deliciously rich, dense cheesecake using the Instant Pot. The first thing we're going to do is make our crust for our cheesecake. Today I am just making a traditional graham cracker crust using 1 cup of crushed graham crackers, which is about 1 sleeve of graham crackers. You can put these in a sandwich bag or a food processor and take out some aggression for the day. And to our graham crackers here, I'm adding in 3 tablespoons of unsalted melted butter. Always use unsalted butter when you're baking so that you can control the sodium. And I am going to add a pinch of salt though. Just a little bit of salt will help bring out that sweetness. I'm also adding in 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar, and we're just going to give that a stir here. I'm going to use a fork just to evenly combine the graham cracker crumbs with the butter. We're looking for the consistency of like wet sand. That is looking good there. And so I'm going to add this graham cracker crust to my cheesecake pan. For your Instant Pot, you need a 7 by 3 inch springform pan or a push pan with a removable bottom. I'm using a push pan today, and I've lined it with a bit of parchment paper. You could use cooking spray. That's just gonna help our slices come out nice and even and keep that graham cracker crust intact with our cheesecake. So we're just gonna put our graham crackers into our pan here. And then you wanna push down the graham crackers using a spoon or a measuring cup, just so that they're evenly distributed there on the bottom. Form a nice crust. And this crust just covers the bottom of our cheesecake. Doesn't need to go up the sides of your pan at all. Now you have 2 options. You can pop this springform pan into your freezer while you prepare your cheesecake batter, or you can bake it at 325 degrees for 10 minutes for a crispier crust. That's what I'm gonna do today. My cheesecake crust has baked, so I'm gonna set it over to the side just to cool while we're making our cheesecake batter here. For our batter, I have 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. You wanna make sure that they're room temperature. That's super, super crucial to getting a smooth, creamy batter. And you wanna use full fat cream cheese, not reduced fat or low fat, as the flavor won't be the same. We're making cheesecake, it should be luscious. So to my cheesecake here, I have 2/3 cup of granulated sugar, and I'm gonna add that in, and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, which cornstarch is going to help our cheesecake not to crack and to keep its nice, denser consistency while it's been pressure cooked. And then we're gonna blend this up. Probably gonna get it all over my kitchen, all over me. I love to make a mess. It's part of the fun of cooking, right? As long as somebody else cleans it up. Now the trick to making a really silky smooth cheesecake is to not incorporate too much air into your batter. So you wanna mix everything until it's just combined. And that's why it's really, really, really important that you use room temperature cream cheese so that it softens really, really easily. Okay, that looks good. And so I'm adding in 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. And for our eggs, we wanna add our eggs 1 at a time. This recipe calls for 2 eggs, 2 large eggs. And a trick I like to do is to crack an egg into a little cup here and then whisk each egg before adding it to my cheesecake batter. That's gonna help us not to overmix our cheesecake, which is super, super, super important when we're pressure cooking it, or it could turn out a little bit bubbly and not super smooth. So you just want to mix your egg, add it in, and then mix just to incorporate on low speed. One more egg. That's it. Just use a spatula and pour your cheesecake batter into your pan or to your crust. Spread out your batter if needed. Tap your pan, that's gonna bring up any air, and if there's any bubbles on the surface, you would just use a little toothpick and pop them. You don't want any air incorporated into your batter so that it stays nice and thick and creamy and it doesn't crack when pressure cooked. So now let's talk about cooking our cheesecake. Making cheesecake in your Instant Pot is the perfect environment for cheesecake because it creates a moist environment, which is like a water bath that you would use when cooking cheesecake in the oven. And this just ensures nice, even cooking. So to your inner pot, you want to pour in 1.5 cups of cold tap water, not warm tap water. And then you want to place in a trivet of some sort. And we want to place our cheesecake right on top of our trivet. And we're going to place our lid on our Instant Pot. Make sure that venting knob is pointed towards seal. Now to set the cooking time, we're going to cook our cheesecake for 25 minutes on high pressure with a full natural pressure release. Okay, our cheesecake has pressure cooked and pressure has released naturally on its own. That's really important. And you want to carefully open up your Instant Pot. Now, don't be alarmed if there's a little bit of liquid on the top of your cheesecake here. You just want to use a paper towel and just very, very gently place it down just to absorb any water that may have collected on your Instant Pot. And then you want to very carefully remove your cheesecake. Cheesecake always tastes better if it's been fully chilled. So you want to cover your cheesecake with plastic wrap and pop it in your fridge for at least 12 hours. Overnight is best. And then you can enjoy the most delicious, richest, creamiest cheesecake. And it came together pretty darn easy. If you can't wait while the cheesecake cools, be sure to check out my next recipe where I share with you how to make Instant Pot lava cakes. Until next time, happy cooking.